Okay, my next project is I need to replace this wax seal underneath this toilet. I found some water under here and I know it's leaking out of the toilet. I can tell there's a brown gook under there. This needs to be replaced because it will rot the floor. What you can do if you're not sure if this is leaking, which I am, is you can put food coloring. You can flush the toilet, put food coloring in that bowl, fill it up with like red or something, and then wait and see if it comes out there. And if it does, you know it's leaking out of the bowl. So the wax seal for that's only like, I don't know, $6. I've done it once before when I was a kid. I'm in my mom's house and haven't done it in a long time. So I'm going to do it for this. So what you need to do is you need to take these bolts off on each side of the toilet. I'll need to turn off the water down there and disconnect that line, flush the toilet. Actually, I'll probably flush the toilet before I take those bolts loose. Flush the toilet, get all the water out of it so I can lift up the toilet and lift it away. I may wait until my wife's here so she can help me. I should be able to do it myself. I could take the tank off and do it, but I don't think I need to. But I'll show you when I do that. And so it's definitely time to replace that wax seal. So I'll show you that. Okay, so I flushed it to get the water. I've turned the water off down there. Water shut-off valve. I flushed it. And then I held this down to get all the water out of the retaining tank here in the back. And then I used that bucket and I filled it about halfway up. And I poured that down there to get most of the rest of the water out of there. I may plunge it once or twice to just get that remaining water out. And then I'm going to take some channel locks and get these plastic caps off. And then I'm going to disconnect the water line and then the whole thing should be ready to take off. Okay, so as you can see, the tank is fairly empty, almost empty. Disconnected the water line. The residual water got on the floor, but I don't think you can do this without getting water on the floor. So the next thing, I'm going to take these two nuts off. There's one on each side, and I'm just going to use just a little wrench for that. And then I think I'm ready to pull the toilet off. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the toilet off, and you can see that that wax seal is all degraded, and you can see that brown spot around there, and that's because water's been leaking out of there for a little while, and then it's been staying there and corroding. So I need to pull that seal off of there, and I've got a new wax seal, and I'll show you that. Okay, so I've scraped most of the wax off of there. I'm not worried about getting that spotless. I'm putting a wax seal on there, and the wax should flow, and it should cover any of the inconsistencies or divots or holes or anything like that that I missed. When you do it, you can choose to make that spotless. Now, I don't have any open cuts or wounds on my hands, so I just use my hands. You may want to use gloves. When you do this, it's a dirty job. When that seal is leaking, you don't know what could leak into the little crevices and stuff, so be careful. Now, I thought about augering that drain out just for fun while I have it off, but I really don't feel like it. It seems to be working fine. So let's see what the new seal looks like on there. Oh, and by the way, I'm also not going to replace those bolts because I don't feel like it, and they work. I did buy that kit with the bolts just in case I need them, but I don't think I do. Okay, so here's the new wax seal. You can see it's got a little rubber seal on it. That's going to go inside that pipe. I need to actually, now that I think about it, I need to make sure that that's clean. I can see a spot where I missed, because there's no wax is going to flow in there. But see, it comes in this protective plastic cup. I guess that's how they pour it in there, and you want to take this off first. But I'll show you when it's on there. Okay, so there's the wax seal on there. Hopefully I got it in there where it's supposed to be. If not, that wax should flow around there and seal everything. If not, I'll have to take this off and do it again. But it should be right. Last time I did this, it wasn't that big a deal. So now I'm going to lift this toilet up and I'm going to put it back on there. It would help if I had two people. One to lift, which would be me, and one to guide, which would be my wife. But she's not here. This is the bulk kit I didn't use. I'll keep this for later. Okay, so the toilet's back on there. I don't see any leaks. I'll watch it in the next couple weeks. Make sure. I got the extra tall gasket to put on there. Now, I think it has directions somewhere I've seen. It's on the back of the box. And they kind of show you putting the putting the gasket on the toilet first. But to do that, I'd have to tip the toilet over and get all that water out, or risk putting it all over the floor and you know, risk cracking the holding tank and all that. So I just put it on there, and I just did the best I could to line the toilet up. The toilet weighs between 70 and 120 pounds, so you know, if you don't want to lift that kind of weight, then I would get somebody to help you. It helps to have two people. I mean, plumbers do this every day, so they can do this themselves, and obviously I did this myself. But there it is, a simple fix. So if you get water leaking out around there, now you can see there's some brown of there. It's because I didn't get the toilet quite back to where it was originally, because I didn't want to risk, you know, once I put that wax seal on there, I didn't want to risk moving around too much. I wanted to, you know, seal, but it's okay. So there you have it, and thanks for watching. I put the tank on, holding lid on backwards. I have to turn it around, but so that's it. And this is the reinforced extender wax bowl ring kit. This is the taller one, and as you saw, I put it in the floor, and then I lifted the toilet up and lined it up. And to lift that toilet up, I my legs on each side of this bowl, and then I reached and grabbed it here, and then I had a flashlight down here on each side, so I could see through the holes and see if the bolts were lined up. But there it is, there it's done, and hopefully that helps.